All right, let's talk about a skill that's a total game changer for handling customer calls. It's all about adapting your communication style. This isn't about memorizing a script. It's about really understanding who you're talking to and what they actually need from you in that moment.
So let me ask you something right off the bat just to get you thinking. Do you treat every single customer the same way? If your answer is yes, or even kinda, then stick with me because this is going to totally change how you approach your job for the better.
So, why does this matter so much? Well, the reality is, a one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work. In fact, it does more than just fall flat. It can actively cost you bookings and leave customers feeling super frustrated.
When there's that mismatch between your approach and the customer's needs, things can go south and fast. We're not just talking about one awkward phone call. We're talking about very real consequences: lost bookings, angry customers, and even messy conflicts with insurance companies. And in the long run, that stuff damages our reputation and costs us good long-term business. The stakes are actually pretty high.
Here's the bottom line. It's pretty simple. Not all customers are the same. They just aren't. They have totally different reasons for calling, they make decisions differently, and they have completely different ideas about what a good experience even looks like. Our job is to figure out who we're talking to and then pivot our approach to match.
So let's dive into our first customer type, the residential customer. For them, it really all boils down to two key things: reassurance and trust.
So, who is this person? Well, picture this. It's a homeowner. They're paying for this out of their own pocket, and they're the ones calling the shots. And why are they calling? Usually it's because something really important, like their air conditioning on a hot day, just broke. This isn't some casual call for them. It's a genuine, stressful moment in their day.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. They aren't just browsing. They already have a problem, and they want to give someone their business to fix it. They're calling to figure out if we are the right people for the job. They need to be reassured that yes, they've called a real, professional company that knows what it's doing.
So what's your role here? Think of yourself as their confident guide. You need to be that calm, self-assured voice that says, "Hey, don't worry, we've got this." You show a little genuine empathy for their situation, and then you smoothly guide them toward the solution. The whole goal is to make booking that appointment feel like the easiest, most natural next step they could possibly take.
Okay, let's completely switch gears and talk about a totally different animal, the commercial client. With them, we're leaving that world of emotional reassurance and stepping into a world that is all about speed and reliability.
We're talking about a business here, a restaurant, an office, maybe a property manager. When their equipment breaks down, it's not just an inconvenience. They are actively losing money. Every single minute of downtime hits their bottom line, and that makes their priorities crystal clear.
And this is the key difference. They don't want a long, empathetic chat. Honestly, they don't have time for it. They need to know two things, and two things only. Can you fix our problem, and how fast can you get here? They value efficiency and clarity above everything else.
So your role completely changes. You become a direct problem solver. Be efficient. Get straight to the point. Respect their time. The conversation should focus purely on logistics. What's the issue? What's the address? When can our tech be there? The entire call is a straight line to getting them on the schedule.
All right, now for our third type, and let's be honest, this one can be the most challenging of all, the insurance call. This one isn't about reassurance, and it's not really about speed. It's all about discipline and knowing your boundaries.
Okay, this is so important, so let's be crystal clear. On an insurance or home warranty call, the homeowner on the phone is not your client. The insurance company is the client. They're the ones paying, and most importantly, they're the ones making all the decisions. Full stop. This is the absolute golden rule. You have to burn this into your brain. It doesn't matter what the homeowner wants or thinks or says. We do not do any work until we get authorization from the insurance company. They have the final say. Period. Understanding this power dynamic is everything.
So a huge part of your job here is knowing what you should not do. You are not there to explain their insurance coverage, you're not there to interpret a technical report, and you are definitely not there to try and justify why the insurance company made the decision it did. Stepping into any of those areas is a recipe for conflict.
So what is your role? It's very specific, almost like being an air traffic controller. You schedule the appointments, you provide basic factual updates, and you escalate problems to the right person when you need to. And you have to do all of this while staying perfectly polite and professional, even if the homeowner is getting frustrated. It's a tricky balance for sure.
Whew, okay, that was a lot to cover.
So let's just pause for a second and pull it all together. Seeing these side by side is really going to make the different mindsets click.
This chart just lays it out so clearly. For your residential customer, their primary need is reassurance and trust, and your mindset needs to be that of a confident guide. For the commercial client, they need speed and efficiency, so you instantly become a direct problem solver. And for those insurance calls, it's all about the process, meaning you have to be a disciplined professional.
So with all that in mind, let's talk about what this really means. What does it take to go from just doing the job to becoming a true professional?
The difference between being good at this and being truly great isn't about the specific words you say. It's about the entire mindset you bring to the call. It's about making that internal shift in your thinking based on who just called you.
A true pro instinctively starts every call by figuring out the answers to 3 critical questions. Who is calling me right now? Who is paying the bill? And maybe the most important one, who is actually making the final decision here?
And let's end on this note. This ability to listen, to quickly identify the customer type, and to adapt your entire strategy on the fly, that's what separates an average call handler from a truly exceptional professional. It's the skill that builds trust, wins business, and really defines excellence in this role.